These are the best days of our lives. So I stopped reviewing the show because, can we be real, y'all? Y'all not watching it. You know what I mean? I still watch the show. I'm still a fan of the show. But not a lot of my subscribers watch it. My subscribers are here for The Bachelor, Drag Race, and America's Next Top Model. I just have to be honest. Not a lot of people watch Beverly Hills, The House. Oh, Atlanta. Y'all watch Atlanta too. But not a lot of people watch Beverly Hills, and not a lot of people watch Pump. I only do it because there are people who are asking me about it. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to do this show. I'm probably going to review next week's show. But guys, you gotta like, you gotta share it or something, because we gotta get the views up. Because to be quite honest with you, reviewing this, like, I still watch the show, but to review it and like as you watch along with me and to edit it, it takes some time. And if I'm going to put my energy into it, I want to put my energy into it for people who are actually watching it. And I want to, if you're subscribed to my channel, you're here for a certain kind of content, and I want to give the people what they're subscribing to. So if you watch it, let a sister know, you know what I mean? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know in the likes and the shares how you feel about the kid, so I can keep on doing it. But if not, I'm gonna have to drop it so I can focus on the stuff that you guys are really here for, because at the end of the day, this is my creation, but you guys are a huge a part of the content that comes out, because I only want to give you guys what you're interested in. I mean, that's why you're here. You're interested in me. Of course you love me, but you also are here for a commentary on certain shows, so I want to give you that. Yeah, so Vanderpump is on the list of being cut. Beverly Hills is on the list of being cut. The views are getting up. You guys are doing the most with the views, and I appreciate it, but it's still not doing like America's Next Top Model, even Atlanta numbers at this point. So I just have to restructure in a way that really is beneficial to me, because this is not my full-time job and not even my part-time, it's my hobby. So I gotta be very smart about how I use my time. That's all. That's enough of the Nikki lecture. Let's get into this messy show that I still love very much. Let's go. I need the women to stay out of Jax and Brittany's relationship, because here's the deal. That girl ain't going nowhere. Like I said before in my previous reviews, homegirl is a Jax stan. He found her through Instagram because she was commenting on his pictures and sliding into his DMs. She sees him completely differently. It is not like she's seeing like a regular guy from her neighborhood. She is seeing this guy who is in her mind a celebrity and on TV, and he chose her. She just has a totally different outlook on Jax. And they want to save her from it, but hell, her own mother don't want to save her from it, because her mother keeps on telling her to give Jax chances, because let's be real, it's a way for them to get out of Kentucky. So the mother wants Brittany to stay in this to build off of something, but Brittany is just standing Jax. So they gotta back off and get out of it. Don't discuss him. Don't let her come to you with that mess. This is why, because they'll get emotionally involved, and it happens all the time. I had a friend who was in a relationship with a guy that it was borderline abusive. Like, he treated her terribly, and I tried to like talk her out of it. I got angry at the guy. I wanted her to do better. I would get angry at her at times, and I will always meddle in her business. And it got to a point where she stopped talking to me. And the thing was, I loved her so much. Like, she was like a sister to me. I loved her so much that I would get emotionally invested in her mess, and I would accept when she would come to me crying about him, because she's my friend and I love her, and she's coming to me crying about how this guy is treating her terribly. My heart's gonna break, because that's my girl, and I knew who she was before him. So you just see somebody who has all of these hopes and dreams and talent and is working so hard, and then they meet this person and everything is taken away, and they can't see the forest for the trees because they're so in love with this dude. And it was just very hard to watch it, and I got so involved that to this day, me and her like barely talk. We barely have a relationship. And I know from the grapevine that the relationship with her and this dude is even worse. You know, it's just progressed. But I can't engage in that, because that's the life she chose. And listen, if you love somebody, set them free, okay? The girls have to let Brittany go and let Brittany do what she's going to do, because if they continue to meddle, and meddling in a good way because they love her, she's going to cut them off. But also, they got to protect their hearts, and they can't accept Brittany when she's coming back crying about Jax. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to be strong with her and stern and just be like, you know what, Brittany, I'm sorry that this is happening to you. I love you. But because I love you, I can't sit here and listen to you cry about somebody that you're going to remain with. So maybe you should take this conversation with somebody else who can be partial, because I can't. Something like that. But they got to back up out of it, because Brittany is going to stay. She's going to stay. He can do whatever he wants. She's going to stay. Maybe she got to get more of a status on the show. Maybe she got to get some more money. Maybe she just has to get a little bit older and realize that this older dude is taking advantage of her. Let her live that out. You know what I mean? Y'all, what, late 20s, early to mid 30s, y'all done lived through some things, so y'all know that this isn't a healthy situation. Let that girl grow up. Unless she's like, is she late 30s? Is she late 20s? Early 30s? How old is Brittany? Let me know in the comment section below. I don't care enough about this storyline to Google it, but let me know if she's like younger, because she reads younger to me, so I'm thinking she's like 23 or something like that. If she's not and she's older and she's letting this dude just run her rampant, then she's definitely a stan. You know what I mean? I was feeling for her because she was a stan and she was young, and we can obviously see Jax taking advantage of her. But if she's older and still in this foolishness, she's probably a lost cause. Let it go, lady. Seriously, let it go. Live your life and let her live hers. You're just going to have to pull back from the friendship, because you're going to get hurt every time Jax hurts Brittany, and it's going to be repeatedly, because she has accepted this role in their relationship. And no shade, but these are not the girls to be having like an intervention and talking to her and giving her great advice when they're in horrible relationships themselves. It's like nobody can say anything to Brittany about Jax, because nobody in that group is in an ideal relationship. Not one of them. The fact that James, with his British teeth, opened that bottle. The fact that he was able to rip that cap off with those good and British teeth, I was concerned. I was like, oh my goodness, James, I don't know if you're going to have any when it's over. But he's so drunk, he probably don't even know. Jax is not moving to Florida for this job. He wants attention. He is a spoiled brat. He is falling out of love with everybody on the show, so he's doing this for attention. And it works, because Tom is the first one to fall for this. Every time Jax pulls a stunt, Sandoval is having a whole fit because he doesn't want to lose his friend. That ain't your friend. This is, I'm telling y'all, this group of friends, and the thing about it that bothers me is that they're really friends. They are really friends. They're not like the housewives who it was like casting sessions going on to find interesting people who like lived in the same neighborhood. Jax and this whole band of just like depressing 30-year-olds are actually friends. So it's just so sad that this is the state of their relationships. I felt like they all started off pretty innocent, but when you go back, they have just been a messy bunch for a very long time. Whoo! Couldn't have been me. I would have fought everybody in that group. Everybody. Even Schwartz at some point. Would I have knuckled up on Schwartz? I probably would have, because of Katie. I like how the girls on the show stay getting naked every season and the paychecks are not showing. Listen, ladies, let me tell you something. You are doing something that's going to be out there forever. Get paid for it at least. And we all know you not making Beverly Hills housewife checks. So, like, if you want to expose your titties for TV so that they can have this footage forever, make them pay you. Be smart about it. I'm surprised Lala done showed them little tight titties and she ain't get no money. Y'all dumb. Ain't no way y'all getting checks like that to be showing your titties. Nah, hey, child. Woo! You know what, Lala? Girl. Yeah, the Bubba is weird. You know, I don't judge people, but the Bubba is weird. It's just really, really weird to see a grown woman sucking on a bottle and saying it's for anxiety. Ma'am, you need help. And why can't this group find another word to use? Bubba has been overused on this show. I'm over it. I don't even know what it means. It's like a noun with this group. Tom and Katie remind me of that married couple that you see on Wife Swap who like recycle water to bathe in. They just seem, oh, I hate to say it, they seem so dirty. I feel so bad, but they just seem so dirty, because this scene where Tom is like drunk and he's dropping pizza everywhere and they still laid in them sheets. Woo! But you know what? I don't drink. So maybe that's like a normal thing where you like sleep in like waste. I can't. So, the Witches of WeHo. I can't believe that Stassi is like the head witch in charge, and she didn't see that Kristen would be a horrible person to travel with. I don't know Kristen, never traveled with her, but I can tell that she would be a terrible person to travel with. However, how dare you leave her in Copenhagen? I think that is so irresponsible for women to travel together on a trip, knowing the dangers just being a woman, to leave her in Copenhagen and then you guys just go to Paris and like abandon her in this place that she's never been before. Yes, she's difficult, but y'all came together. Y'all should leave together. They're the worst friends ever. I don't know any friendships like this, and I am so blessed because of it. Part of this show that bothers me. I know it seems like a lot of stuff bothers me, but I love it. It's so messy. But there's one part that bothers me is that I just don't think the cast is getting paid what they're worth, because in this scene where Stassi bunks with Katie and Schwartz, like, I don't understand, like, any other reality TV show that I've watched, if there's a problem with castmates, well, especially the housewives, if they're all staying in a place and it doesn't work out, the production gets them another room. You know what I mean? The fact that Stassi had to, like, sleep with Katie and Schwartz, maybe she wanted to, I don't know. But it's just so weird that production wouldn't give her a room. I feel like they have, the budget here is really basic because they only film at Lisa's show, so there's more money at Lisa's restaurant, so that money is going into her pocket. They do like one trip, and then they did 2 trips this season. But one trip was Scheana's boyfriend, he seems like an opportunist to me. Like, every time they have any type of screen time, he's talking about his businesses and things like that. So he seems like an opportunist. But this trip, they always do an annual trip, and they did it to Mexico. No tea, no shade, but going from Cali, from LA to Mexico it's not a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, I could do it, okay? And I'm living off of residuals. So they don't really pay them, in my opinion, what they're worth, because it is a good show. It is a good show, and not aside from Hitler Barbie, but it's a good show. And I think that the cast is just not getting their worth, and they're not getting the budget that they really deserve to make a good show. So, yeah, I don't stand the Witches of WeHo, right? Like, they're not my cup of tea. But I will say this, and I don't know. I don't know how if she's ever going to do anything about it, but Kristen has been Stassi's flunky since she smacked her in the face, and that girl did nothing. Listen, when Stassi backhand slapped her in the face, I'm telling y'all, I've never been assaulted by a friend. I could never, like, you can't hit me and then we're cool. Like, I can't function with people like that, because I can't always be in a friendship with you sitting on 10, like sitting, being ready for whenever you want to pop off. So I could never be friends with somebody who has put their hands on me. So I don't understand their friendship. It's very weird. And it's also very odd that Kristen only pops off on Stassi in her confessionals, never to her face. Like, she just lets that behavior bulldoze her. And I'm telling you, when Kristen finally stands up for herself and no longer allows Stassi to, like, walk over her, we're going to see a whole different Witches of WeHo, and I cannot wait for it. You know what question I've been asking myself this whole episode? There's hockey in Florida? I would have never known.
It's like,
so James tries to tell Jax about Scheana, like, trying to break up his relationship, and I guess he didn't get the reaction that he wanted, because Jax is like, oh, he's a nice guy, and Jax is like, oh no, these women are trying to break up your relationship. So I felt like he was trying to, like, get him more hype for the tea that he just gave, and Jax was just like, nah, I'm just trying to, like, be really zen about it, although we know later on he's not. But I just felt like James just kept on adding more layers to the tea because Jax wasn't giving him the reaction that he wanted. See, James is messy. Though I feel like James was, like, trying to get Jax to be, like, upset about this whole situation with Scheana trying to break up him and Brittany, I do feel like Jax is, like, delusional when he says that did he try to interfere between Scheana's relationship with Shay, because, oh no, yes, he did try to get in between her and Shay. He also tried to get in between her and the new guy that she was with. So it's like, y'all all messy. Like, Jax cannot sit up there and act like, oh no, I would never do that to Scheana. You have multiple times. She's getting back at you one time. It's well deserved. It's messy, but it's well deserved. Scheana is the kind of girl who just needs to be in a relationship. She likes being in a relationship. It doesn't matter in what format, boyfriend or girlfriend, marriage or whatever, but I think she loves marriage a bit more because she's already talking about marriage with Rob, and even though it's visibly disturbing to him to even talk about that, she still goes full speed ahead. So she is the kind of girl that likes being married, that likes being in relationships. She does not like being single. Scheana does not like spending any time with Scheana. She always wants to be just experiencing life with a partner, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like she needs to get to know who she is before she gets to the point where she's in a marriage and has kids and has no idea who she is, and then some young kid that's like mowing her lawn. Who helps her live the life that she thought that she missed out on. I'm telling you, I watch a lot of Snapped, a lot of Forensic Files, a lot of the ID channel, and it's always some middle-aged mom who got married young or was always in relationships and had kids, and then at like 45, she decides that she wants to start sleeping with 16-year-olds, having weed parties at our house in the basement while the husband is off at work. Then she starts like, you know, uploading salacious pictures on it, like whatever new social media app. Then she starts piercing her coochie. And next thing you know, the husband is dead and her and her 16-year-old lover are living off of his life insurance. That is the future for Scheana if she doesn't get it right. She has to learn Scheana and be happy with that, and just be happy with her in the moment and spend some time with herself to get to know who she is before she gets to damn near 50 and realize that she has not lived the life that she desired. To be quite honest with you, she has to stop finding her joy through other people and find joy within herself. Why does everybody in this group have anxiety issues? It's so weird to me that they all are having like breakdowns over anxiety. Like, I get that people have anxiety. I deal with it sometimes myself, but it's like to have a whole group of people who are constantly dealing with anxiety, I don't buy it. I feel like a lot of them are just, you know, spoiled underachievers. I don't know what Lisa is making Ken. All I know is that it kind of terrifies me. Remember when I said that these girls need to stay out of Brittany and Jax's business because Brittany is always going to side with her man? Here we go. So Jax confronts Brittany about the whole Scheana thing, and I'm telling you, she threw everybody under the bus. She damn near threw herself under the bus. Like, she was taking no responsibility for any of it, and I'm like, come on. The Adam thing and the Scheana thing, it was inappropriate, but you knew what was going on, sis. You went along with it. You thought it was cute because you was, you know, feeling some sort of way because your boyfriend hurt you. So let's not play the game and act like everybody is the culprit here and your hands aren't dirty. Now, Lala, girl, we not going to comfort James and how he is being very pathetic over Jax. He is. But Lala, you do the same thing to Stassi. Like, Lala wants to be a part of the Witches of WeHo so badly. Like, even the way she's acting is kind of bothering me because, like I said before, I really liked her and I wanted her to be like somebody who stands on her own 2 feet, but that's just not who she is, and that's okay. You know what I mean? I feel like they need to bring a stronger personality in, somebody who can take on these girls and be like the other side of the spectrum for viewers, because we just see everybody going along with the foolishness, and it would be so cool to have somebody who doesn't go along with the foolishness, who owns who they are and does not allow Stassi or the rest of them broads to walk over them. But Lala is the kind of girl who, when they don't like her, she's falling apart. She's acting tough in her confessionals, but she's crying to them in her scenes, and it's just like, girl, you doing the same thing. Stassi is your Jax. Sit down. James being bullied and coming to America and living a totally different life where he's cool because he's different and taking on like this cocky persona, it's not surprising to me, because anybody who like overcompensate like that, it's because they're compensating for something else. Like, it was very obvious that something else was going on with James when he would just, you know, just be mean, like snap out of nowhere and be very possessive over people who he felt was leaving him, or, you know, being more of a friend to other people. So he gives me somebody who was bullied, or somebody who came to the States and created a whole nother persona, and that insecurity pops out at times. So I'm not shocked by that, but I'm glad that it was talked about, because you get to see him in a different light. That still doesn't excuse his terrible behavior, but it gives you a reason why. So listen, I do not feel bad for either Scheana or Jax. I feel like they're both messy, and it's just like Jax cannot be upset with Scheana for doing the same thing that he has been doing to her. Like, I can't ride with either one of them. It's just like, Jax, you've done it to Scheana. Now it's being done to you and you get upset. And Jax does that a lot. He is very messy, but whenever mess comes back his way, he acts like a total victim. And then Brittany, guys, she's not going to leave him. Leave that relationship alone. Brittany is not going anywhere, because even Jax is like talking about Adam. He's a dishwasher. Look at me. Look at him. And look, my life is better. And Brittany's not going to leave me. If you were going to leave me, you would have left me a long time ago. And she's just sitting there looking dumb. And I just feel like she just has to grow up. She got to get her own money. She got to start being independent of Jax. And when she is, then she'll see. But right now, she's standing this dude and nothing is going to come from it. So leave her alone, and you got to let Brittany fall. I know it's because of her southern accent. Y'all think she's so sweet and she's younger than y'all. Y'all just want to protect her, but she's going to do what she's going to do, and you guys are going to have to let her fall and make those mistakes so that she can learn from it and not be in a Jax relationship later. Not be Jax's age and still be in a relationship with a guy like that. So let that girl do what she's going to have to do. At the end of the day, y'all all going to get dragged like Scheana. Stay woke. So next week is going to be just as messy as this episode, if not messier, because Kristen and James are going to get into some mess like they always do. And, you know, when they get into it, it becomes good TV. Like I said before, I am going to review next week's episode. If the numbers are just not there, I'm not going to continue on to do it, because it takes time out of my precious, sparkly, ebony day to do these things. So if I'm going to spend time on something, I would much rather spend time on something that you guys are going to watch. Anyway, if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you for the following episode next week of Vanderpump Rules. Bye, guys.